Why do men who call women females not call other men males? Title: It seems deliberately cold and clinical to me. I call them females, but I pronounce it like tamales. I have a friend who does this, and I always respond with female what? Which species are you referring to? After doing it so much, he's started to correct himself. I've pretty much only seen incels do that consistently. It is cold and clinical and generally attributed to a certain community. But there are also people that use female for women and male for men military. That's exactly why. To be deliberately cold but in a biologically accurate way. So that it can function as a sexist dog whistle and not out them as an outright misogynist. Only weirdos do that. It's used to dehumanize and objectify women. Because they don't see men as objects. It's some strange mindset about thinking women are completely different creatures than men. I don't understand it myself. Not only is it stupid, but I cannot imagine under any circumstances how anyone could think like that. People that use females really only use it in the context of demeaning women and making them seem like objects. The tone and usage comes off like they are talking about another species. Don't they prefer alpha male and beta? I'm a woman female and I have had to become conscious about trying not to say this because people freak out about it. Calling women females dehumanizing. A dog, cat, or literally anything that sexually reproduces can be female. Calling women females is basically saying they're not necessarily a person and that's why they do it to women and not men. Some men call men males. Never have I seen someone in real life call a woman a female. Odd behavior if you ask me. Only incels and misogynists call women females. You answered your own question. They call women females to be deliberately cold and clinical. And also to be patronizing. My theory is that female is intended to be a safer word. E.g., some women might be offended at being referred to as girls, it might make them sound immature or naive. Some girls might be offended at being referred to as women, might make them feel older. With men, this isn't typically the case. There isn't a single man-boy who would be offended by being called a man instead of a boy. Obviously it still comes down to patriarchal reasons. More value is placed on men being more mature, responsible, whereas women can be looked down on for being too old or too young. I fucking hate being called a female. I honestly believe it's meant to degrade us. Some may not like it. But I've taught all my nephews to never say that word. I explained how that word personally makes me feel and they all understand my point exactly. They use the word women. BC misogyny. I'm pretty sure it's because society's made it a point to say men can be women, so not all women are females. If I'm referring to things that are sex-specific related to medical stuff, I say both are men and females. I actually tend to say male and female a lot. Why I don't just say men and ladies. Because they're misogynists and the term female is used to depersonalize women. You answered the question on your own. There's no other reason for this imbalanced usage. I only use male-female for when talking about our occupations, I guess. Male doctor, female doctor, etc. That's incel bullcrap. They only shay women as sexual objets, not as another human being. This internet agenda to convince the world that female has somehow become a sexist dog whistle is pretty wild. I've heard men call other men males before, still 100 very weird to refer to people like that. Yes, it's deliberately clinical. It's an attempt to avoid saying anything that might get us in trouble. I've been yelled at for saying things like ladies or ma I was taught to use growing up. What is a term that describes women and girls of all ages without connotation of age? For men and boys, we have a word, guys. It is age neutral and describes all males. I only see incels and people from the hood talk like this. It's because they're douchebags, to put it simply. That is most commonly individuals from the incel movement, who purposely use the term in a derogatory fashion, which I find very annoying, because it gets me funny looks if I start singing along with Baby's Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. I've seen more women call themselves and other women females than guys calling other women females. Also, men have a commonly used word to describe males across all ages, which is guys. Women don't have that, so people substitute that with females. It is cold and clinical. It's demoting women from humans to any random species of animal. They don't, because they don't see women as people. This specific context is probably the only time I'll actually agree that female is insulting. More often than not, though, it seems like some people just can't stand any reminder of biology. If you say men and females in the same sentence, you're probably a sexist incel. But if you get mad at me saying that I'm female, have female friends, and love well-written female characters, you probably also have some sexist issues involving women. Also, why do old men call grown women girls? It's just how language evolves. Temporary cultural, generational slang. Why are men called bros but women not called sis? Reading these comments, not sure how the fuck y'all socially interact on a daily basis. Not sure why there is a mild armed forces debate, because that doesn't seem relevant to your question. Calling someone a female in civilian life is not acceptable unless you are describing someone or something's biology. Female frog. Male frog. It's an adjective, not a noun. Anyone who causally calls women girls females is an immediate red flag. Misogyny. Normally, I use the terms female and male to refer to woman and men, respectively, at work, because that is what I've been trained to do, and those distinctions are important for my job. Socially, however, I just use men and women. There's a time and place, you know. And when you have people who use female in their everyday language and not male, as you pointed out, most of the time it's clear where their values lie. The more you let the world shake you, the harder it will shake you. I say females as a female myself. It doesn't mean anything bad to me unless I think it does. If people want to assign lots of hate and judgment to it, then on their head be it. It's a word, for goodness sake. If your whole mood and identity is based on someone else's choice of language, you got a long road ahead of you. It's just semantics. I've never met a male who says females as like a derogatory term. I don't see why you'd take it that way. Seems very sensitive and secure of you. You're overthinking it. The way you react is a you problem. Women who are offended by any use of female are 99 white women. I'll use female and male and women and men for the same context. A lot of people not using proper grammar and their vocabulary is not great. Sexist reason people use female in place of women. It's not that deep. There are legit things in this world to upset you.